Hi everyone. I've been really enjoying using the immediate cozy mode. I've been really enjoying using the Starlight Billy's Road Trip playlist video uh during my getting ready screen and all that. But oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, there's a very small man who has much to say, it would seem. Is it because I started talking? Yeah. Come here. Come get your smooch. Come on. Come on. Come on up. Come on up. You can do it. You can do it. Yeah. Up. You're thinking about it. There he is. Mm-hmm. Oh, smooches for my small son. What do you think, Rev? Do you want to give some purring ASMR? Is it purring ASMR time? I think it is. Yeah, bud. You see this thing right here? This is the microphone. This is what I'm talking to, yeah. There's a bunch of people. There's a bunch of people listening to us. Oh, he jumps over to his chair. He shows up just long enough to put some cat hair on the mic. And then he disappears. You know what that means. It's time to use the ear pick to scrape the cat hair off of the mic. Anyways, as I was saying, I love using this video for the stream intros. I do think it's kind of silly that it's being framed as like actually the character Billy. And so you could hear in like the music there, he's like flipping through a book, right? He's flipping through a magazine. And occasionally he makes these little noises or says things. Which I think is an interesting choice, because if it was just the music, then it would be purely just chillin'. But we got some sirens going on outside. Not a surprise, to be honest. You see, this last night had a bit of a storm. As a matter of fact, pretty late at night. Do you know what I got? Do you know what I got? I got a late night tornado warning. We had a late night tornado warning last night. Mm-hmm. Thankfully, didn't pass over. We were, our apartment was right on the edge of the projected potential paths that the tornado could take, and it did not. But it was still a pretty serious storm going on. And Sunboy Boyson, my darling cat, he did not have a good time last night. At all. He was in fact having maybe the worst time last night. Oh, thank you very kindly, Luminescent. I saw you mention that this is your first time coming to visit in one of these streams. I'm super happy to have you here. Yeah, Rav's very happy to have you here too. Although he's walking out of the room now. So that was a bit of excitement last night. It was a little bit worrying because I had to export a video for YouTube, and I was concerned about potentially losing power mid-export, but things worked out, and we're okay. Things have been pretty chill otherwise. I did some cooking last night. I made spinach fettuccine alfredo with chili crisp. It was very tasty. Incredibly tasty, to be honest. It's my first time trying that recipe. It kind of fucks. For those unaware, chili crisp is like a sort of oil or sauce made with chili flakes and a bunch of other spices. And it's very yummy. And this was like a slightly spicy fettuccine alfredo. Fascinating conceptually. Really tasty. Like, dear God. It was so yummy. Other than that, you know, things have been pretty chill since since last stream. I do have something that I would very much like to share with you all though. Before we start opening the poll up so that we can vote on what we do first. I want to give you a little sneak peek at something, okay? Are you ready? Are you ready for the sneak peek? For a little sneak peek, my lovelies? Well, check this out. I've been working for a bit on setting up all of the overlays and everything for the upcoming charity event. So, the first charity stream is going to be starting next week. Friday next week is going to be the first one. For yapping streams and that sort of thing, this is the screen that we'll be on. And then this is what it will look like when we're playing games, okay? Obviously the black screen in the background will be replaced by game stuff. But I've officially got everything just about set to actually start doing that charity stream when the time comes. It's super exciting. And yes, we must be squeaky clean. We must be squeaky clean during the actual event, okay? We have to be, my lovelies. So, with only the tiniest amount of further ado, shall we go ahead and open up the stream to suggestions for what we would like to do for our first ASMR audio roleplay concept for today? I think you can talk about making out with someone. Let's see. Okay, Monster Hunter X Werewolf. Moth Girl interview, I kind of love that. It's very specific, Dahlia. Or, no, that was that requested that. That's very specific, Also very specific, though, Dahlia, admittedly. I'm adding it to the poll. Puppy stick. And you know what? I can do a studying audio. Well, we'll have to discuss what subject we're going to study together, but that sounds fun. Okay, we filled up the options very quickly this time around. Very, very quickly. Robot audios are a good time. You know, it's actually been a while since I've done a werewolf audio. Or since I've done a robot slash like mechanic audio. You're supposed to be studying logistics. Okay. That is admittedly not a field that I'm super familiar with, so I'm not sure how much I could help beyond just saying you should do it. Ollie, wait, what if I stirred my drink? What if I did that? It's a nice little sound, I think. Someone is making some noise outside. I never want to close the window while I'm streaming because it gets so toasty here. Just don't be mean about it. That'd be too hot. I have to record proper audio later today, you know. It's gonna be transgenderism audio. It's true. Because we had a noble request recently. Yeah, it is exciting. I love doing explicitly transgender audios. In this case, it's I'm a witch, and I'm going to accidentally cast a spell on the listener that transforms them. And I'm panicking and trying to undo it, while the listener explains that actually this was a good thing. Alright, Moth Girl interview is victorious. If I could do that now, I will not be. This was a noble request on the Patreon, and so I will be giving it. Oh, can I do the spell right now? I see. Unfortunately, I'm not sure I have that ability in real life. It's a shame, but alas. my real life magical capacity is rather limited. Have none of you ever heard the word alack before? Have none of you ever heard that word? Chat, I'm disappointed in you. I'm disappointed in you. Alack. According to Merriam-Webster, it's a word used to express sorrow or regret. The example that it gave of alack in a sentence: alack, it's true, the only good restaurant in town is closing. You see this, that's what the word alack means. Its first known use was in the 15th century. Reminds you of alas, that's why they're often used together. When I said alack, alas, that's because those two words mean very similar things and are often used in tandem with each other. You know, you can use them subsequently to express true grave remorse or distress. Is it a root word of alacrity? I can't imagine so. It's spelled A-L-A-C-K and has a very different meaning to alacrity, does it not? Yeah, because alacrity would mean promptness in response, cheerful readiness. Hi everyone, so we were about to do Moth Girl interview audio, but now I'm teaching you about old archaic words. I'm shocked that no one seemed to know the word alack. I'm shocked. I'm shocked and distressed. Do I talk like a 15th century woman? Send me back to the 14th, to the 1400s. Send me back where I belong. Fairy teaches you Old English because she's 6 centuries old. No, that's the thing. I can understand Middle English well enough. Old English, people often get those confused. Hi, so I'm a writer, and I come from a family of writers, and my mother has a degree in the history of the English language, which might explain some things. And people often say Old English when they mean Middle English. Actual Old English would be pretty much completely incomprehensible to a modern speaker. There's actually a very very interesting story I read that over the course of the story progresses from relatively modern English going back and back and back further and further in time, and I can't finish it. But by the time it gets to the end, it's completely incomprehensible to me. But it's a very fun challenge to see how far back you can go while still being able to read it. I wish I actually... Okay, little side quest before we start the roleplay. Okay, little side quest. Stay calm. We're going on a tiny little side quest. I'm gonna see if I can find it. And if I can, then maybe we can read it after this audio, okay? Maybe we can give it a read after this audio if I'm able to find it. Let's see. Because I know I sent it to my mother when I found it, because again, language history, she finds that fascinating. There's a lot of background noise outside. Maybe I should close the window. Let's see. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do some searching. You don't know your parents' special interests? That's fair. I mean, I'm lucky to have the relationship with my parents that I do have. I'm very aware of that. Let's see. She also has a thing for garden gnomes. That's another thing. But I think she's mostly into garden gnomes because she knows my sister and I hate her gnomes. She's constantly procuring more gnomes to torture us. Come on. Oh, I think I found it. I think I found it. I think I found it in our message history. I think I've located it. Yes. Okay, so we can go ahead and give this a read after we finish the actual roleplay that we voted for, okay? So, now, actually, without any further ado, let's get started. Hi there. It's very nice to meet you. I'm so happy you could take the time to come to my office today. Can I get your name first off? Let's see. Dinkelberg Hog. Well, it's very nice to meet you, Dinkelberg Hog. It's an absolute pleasure. My name is Rosie Maple. That's a type of moth. My name is Rosie Maple, and it's very, very nice to meet you. Now, I hope you understand the reason that I invited you here today. I believe making some slightly louder noises than I'd like. I sent you that, you know, when you applied to participate in the interview, I sent you that little docket. So there is no hog wrangling position. That's not what this is about. Okay, so you did not read the. All right, well, that's fine. Here's the situation. All right. I am a representative of the Moth Science Organization, and today I am here to discuss with you and with the other participants in the study the relationships and opinions that moths hold for big folks like you, and that big folks like you hold for moths. Alright? So, before we get into the proper interview itself, if you could just take a look right here. This is just a simple contract and agreement that is going to go over the particulars of what this interview is going to entail, and you know, just clearing a few things for the ethics board. It's all very straightforward, very simple. As you can see right here, this outlines the purpose of the study, which is to catalog the broad opinions of moths towards big people and big people towards moths. We're just trying to gather essentially a sort of census data so that we can collate kind of popular opinion. To that end, as you can see here, I will be asking you a series of questions. Those questions will have the answers recorded. By signing this, you are consenting to have your answers recorded and kept. They will be stored anonymously. They will not be associated with your name or appearance or anything, because we want to make sure you can feel as comfortable as possible, answering as honestly as possible. So your name is not associated with your answers in any way. This is also a notice of non-disclosure. In particular, we especially don't want you discussing the questions that we ask and the answers that you gave with other test participants until the test is done, until all the interviewees have had their chance, because we would prefer to avoid, the chance of any of you influencing each other's behavior or answers. So, yes, there is an NDA. It's not a very long duration. It's just until the testing is complete. Do you have any questions that you would like to ask me before we begin? Before I hand this over to you to read over and sign yourself? Okay. Doesn't look like we have any questions, so... can you flap at it real quick? You absolutely may. Can you sign in blue? No, I have a pen for you. Don't worry about that, okay? So, I just need you to sign here, here, and here. And to initial here, 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 and here. Okay? There we are. And we are all set to begin. Now, these questions will take a little bit while, a little bit of time. So, would you like anything to drink? Would you like a snack? Is there anything that you would prefer while we go over these questions? Some water. All right. Have some ice water for you right here. All right. I'll have a sip as well. absolutely. I have my own water right here. Now then. Let's get started with the questions properly, okay? So, first question. First question will be answered in just a moment. I've been seized by the sudden urge to go kiss a cat. I don't know why that happened, but hello. Hi. Hello there. Hi. Oh. Oh my goodness. So, this is my research assistant. His name is, of course, Mr. Ravioli. He will be helping out today, won't he? Oh, he's a very small cat. There's actually some shrinking technology we've been working on, so. Now, shall we get started? The first thing that I would like to ask you today is, have you met a moth girl in the past? This is having met one prior to meeting me. Let's see. There was. Oh, very interesting. You had a moth girl come to inspect your house. Okay, so this is actually interesting. That would suggest that you're one of the first big folks that we moth girls have ever made contact with. I was not aware of that. That's very exciting. I'm very happy to have you participating in this project. All right. So, continuing onwards. She wanted to check out the closet. Yeah, that tracks. That tracks. Since having met your first moth girl, how frequently have you encountered other moth girls? Would you say that you encounter and interact with moth girls fairly frequently? Is it a rare occurrence? Was it only the once? Let's see. Semi-frequently? Around... Okay. Okay. Around once a week? Okay. Often at night in the closet. Okay. That's interesting. You turned the back garden light on, so... Okay. That's interesting. So, I'm just going to make an educated guess. You are not overly familiar with the reasons for certain moth girl behaviors. Is that correct? Let's see. Okay. I see. Yes. So moth girls typically use light for the purpose of navigation. And so I understand that trying to attract moth girls might be a good, solid, pleasant prospect in your eyes, but it does mean that you're kind of causing those moth girls to get lost. So this is a little bit off script at this point, but we can still get valuable data from this. You did not intend for the moth girls to get lost, right? Let's see. Okay. And would you say that the average big folk is also unaware of this aspect of moth girl behavior and biology? Okay. Then you'd probably also agree that oh, that's a bit of a leading question. Would you say that how to phrase this? What would you say would be the best course of action to improve relations between big folks and moth girls and to increase awareness of this particular facet of moth girl and bug girl behavior? You might not be a social scientist, but you are, a part of the group that I'm trying to learn more about. Let's see. Okay. Okay. We have some interesting ideas here. Moth girl V tuber educational video series. Now this might just be an aspect of culture that moth girls are not familiar with. What exactly is a VTuber? Virtual YouTuber. Okay. Interesting. Why, if a moth girl was trying to educate someone about being a moth girl, why would the moth girl choose to use a virtual model instead of her moth body? This is very interesting. We've gone way off script at this point, but this is just a fascinating cultural exchange. YouTubers are trendy, appealing, interesting. I should check out this VTuber called Flawless Faye Audio. Interesting. Maybe I'll take a look sometime. Very interesting. Very interesting. Now, to get back on track, I'll also check out Batty Biter. Okay, I'm recording that personally for myself. There we go. Okay, so back on track. Do you view moth girls in a mostly positive light, somewhat positive light, neutral light, mostly negative, or partially negative light? Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Would you care to elaborate on the reasoning for your answer? Fluffy good. Friendly and polite. Cute. Fluffy small. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Some have been intrusive, eating clothes, breaking into homes. Huh. So, culturally, you don't like it when people just enter your home, or is I'm a little confused by that. Moth girls sometimes ruin your clothes. Okay. Well, we moth girls also sometimes wear clothes. I understand that. I just didn't realize any moth girls were eating your clothes. Oh. Oh, It's like a matter of scale, I think. Sometimes it's kind of hard to perceive that something is an article of clothing when it's like the size of, you know. Interesting. Interesting. Many humans. Okay. So does this have to do with the privacy thing I've heard about? Like you like having your own space or something? Hmm. Okay. Okay, that's a concept that's not very familiar to me. Um, but this is useful. This is useful. The goal of this study is to see how relations between our species can be improved, you know? Okay. Now, I just have one more question for you. Would you be interested in participating in a Moth Girl cultural exchange program? This is a program wherein you would be shrunk down to Moth Girl size and spend about a month living in Moth Girl society, at the end of which we would then have one of our Moth Girls get grown up to your size and spend a month living in your society with you. Let's see. Enthusiastic yes to the exchange program. Okay, well, then I will make sure to add you to the mailing list for that program. So when the time comes and we're getting everything in order, we will go ahead and reach out to you and give you the chance to experience Moth Girl culture, and then obviously the other way around as well. Will Moth Girl Society be accommodating for those without things? Well, that's where it gets really interesting, right? Because sure, we can't give you wings, but we will have some accessibility devices in place. We developed them for moth girls whose wings have been injured or damaged or lost in some way, so they can continue living their life. So you should be able to pretty comfortably fly, yes? All right. Well, with all of that out of the way, I think that's about it for our interview here. Do you have any further questions or comments that you would like to share with me today before we call things for now and get you lined up for the exchange program in the future? Let's see. Am I single? That's a little inappropriate, I will admit. What is the opinion that moths have towards Umas? We are big fans. We're big fans. Do we have any projects to assist in becoming soft and fluffy? That's not something we've necessarily worked on developing at this point, but we'd be more than happy to do so. Technologically, body modification is something that moth girls actually do a lot. So, we should be able to manage something like that if you want to become soft and fluffy. Do I sense things with my antennae? Yes, I do. What if one wanted to permanently become a member of Moth Society? Well, we've never had a case of that so far, but I personally would be very happy to accommodate that. So that sounds lovely to me. And I think it would mark a pretty significant development in moth/big folk relations. What is the relationship between Moth Girl and Spider Girl Society? Tense, but pretty chill for now, yeah. There was a time when things were a little rocky, but you know, we've all come to understand each other in time. All right. Well, it was very, very nice to meet you. I look forward to helping you through the exchange program. And I'm looking forward to working with you more in the future. Thank you very much for your participation. Here we go. That was a fun one, wasn't it? I'm gonna have a little sippy. Oh, delicious. Delicious. Now then, my lovelies. Here's what we're gonna do, okay? I said we were gonna do it, and we're gonna do it. we're gonna look at that progressively going further back in English thing, okay? Because I think it's interesting. I think it's very interesting, okay? Well, I'm glad you all liked it. And I'll do some random ASMR triggers as we go, okay? Maybe play with my little beaded bracelet here. That's a good sound, I think. So my lovelies. Introducing this. This is from the Dead Language Society. It's an article called How Far Back in Time Can You Understand English? It's just a little story, and as we go further back, further through the story, the language is going to move further back in time, and the setting itself will also be moving back in time. And we're going to see how far we can make it together, okay? Are you ready? Well, I finally got to the town everyone's been talking about lately. Wallfleet. And let me tell you, it was not easy to get here. It's ridiculous how close this place is to London, and yet how hard it is to get here. I took a train to some place whose name I can't pronounce, and then from there I had to hop on a bus. The whole day was shot just getting here. Not going to lie though, so far it's totally worth it. Yes, it's the typical English coastal town, the seagulls, the cobblestone streets, the works, but there's something about it that just makes me want to dress up in a cape and walk around like I'm in a gothic novel. Although, let's be honest, do I really need an excuse to do that? Everyone seems really nice here, although I did have one really weird encounter on the way to the B&B. A guy was following me for a while. That kind of freaked me out. Anyway, if you go to Wolfleet, just watch out for this one weird guy who hangs out near the bus stop. I know, real specific, but anyway, that was just a bit odd. Speaking of which, the B&B is also interesting. It has separate hot and cold taps and everything. I'm about to see how the bed portion works. I'll update you on the breakfast tomorrow morning. If I can find an internet cafe around here, that is. $1900. My plans for an untroubled sleep were upset, however, when I woke with a start before dawn. The window had, it seemed, come open in the night, though I was perfectly certain I had fastened it. I sprang up from the bed to see what was the cause, but I could see nothing in the darkness. Nothing, that is, that I could satisfactorily account for. I closed the window again, but was entirely unable to fall asleep due to the shock. I am not, I hope, an easily frightened man, but I confess the incident left me not a little unsettled. When dawn finally came, I went downstairs to find a well-appointed dining room in which there was laid out a modest but perfectly adequate meal. After I ate, and thanked the landlady, a respectable woman of the kind one expects to find in charge of such an establishment, I decided to take a stroll around the town. The sea air did something to revive me after the events of the previous day, not to mention the night, although a question still weighed on me. Do windows simply burst open in the night, or was there something else afoot? I resolved to make enquiries, though of whom I was not certain. Enquiries, I believe, actually, is that particular word. After spending the day wandering around the environs of the town and finding myself hungry, I sought out an inn where I might buy some supper. It was not difficult to find one, and, sitting alone, I called for supper from what the publican had to offer. I confess I gave no great thought to the quality of the fare. Hunger, the great leveler, makes philosophers of us all, and renders even the meanest dish agreeable. The place was adequately charming. The tables were covered with guttering candles, and the local rustics seemed to be amusing themselves with great jollity. Reader, I am not one of those travelers who holds himself above the common people of the places he visits. I saw fit, rather, to join in with their sport, and we whiled away the hours together in good cheer. I found them to be as honest and amiable a company as one could wish for. I don't know the word publican, but I can assume the intent via context. That's what you're going to have to do more and more as we go through this. The only thing that disturbed my good humor was when I thought, for a brief moment, that I saw the man who accosted me yesterday among the crowd. But it must have been a mere fancy, for whatever I thought I saw vanished as quickly as it had appeared. I chided myself for the weakness of my nerves, and took another draught to steady them. When, at long last, the entertainment was spent, I undertook to return to my lodgings. However, finding myself quite unable to find my way, a fact which owed something to having imbibed rather immoderately in the hours prior. And here let me caution the reader against the particular hospitality of country innkeepers, which is liberal beyond what prudence would advise. I soon found myself at the harbor's edge. This is testing my fluency as a non-native English speaker. Welcome to 1700. The first time we get letters that are what the fuck. What we're going to be doing from now on is we'll slowly start to get more and more of these letters that make no goddamn sense, alright? And we're going to have to learn what they mean and then apply them going forwards. Alright? When I was first come to Wolfleet, I did not see the harbour, for I was weary, and would sooner go to the inn that I might sleep. It is a truth well known to travellers, that weariness of body breeds a kind of blindness to all things, however remarkable, and so it was with me. But now that I beheld the sight of it, I marvelled. In the inky blackness I could see not a star, nor even a sliver of the moon. It was indeed a wonder that I did not stumble on my way, and perish in a gutter, for many a man has come to his end by less. Finally, with my mind much filled with reflection, I found my way through dark streets to a familiar alley. This was a welcome sight, as an ill foreboding was lately come into my mind. I entertained for a moment such unmanly thoughts as are far from my custom, and which I should be ashamed to set down here, were it not that an honest account requires it. I felt especially that I was pursued by some thing unknown to me. I glanced backward to see if I might espy that man, but there was no one, or at least no one that I could discern. I'm always entertaining unmanly thoughts. At last I found the doorway of the inn, as much by chance as by design, and retired to sleep with a mind addled half by drink and the other half by a fear for which I could not well account. I commended myself to Providence, and resolved to think no more on it. 1700. Time for 1600. It's getting weirder. That night I was untroubled by such events as I had undergone the night before, for I had barred the door ere I slept, and so fortified that so no force might open it. This town of Wolfleet was passing strange, as strange, I dare say, as any place whereof Pliny wrote, or any island discovered in the voyages of Sir Walter Raleigh. But I was bound to my task, and would not flinch from it. I would record the occurrence in Wolfleet, however strange they might seem, yea, though they were such things as would make a lesser man forsake his purpose. Yea. But I soon forgot my earlier dread, for the morning brought with it so fair a sight as to dispel all fear. It's pronounced yea. The people of the town had erected overnight a market of such variety and abundance as I have not seen the like. Animals walked among men, and men among animals, a true marvel. As I looked on this assembled throng, greatly pleased and not a little amazed, a man approached me. He startled me, but I quickly saw he was nothing but a farmer come to hawk his wares. "Would you have a fowl, sir?" said he. "My hens are fat and lusty, and you may have them cheap." I said in reply, "No, I thank thee." He was a churlish fellow, rude of speech and mean of aspect, and I felt no shame at something such a man as that. His hens, not his hands, his hens. They are lusty, the chickens. Thowing. Yeah, his hens are lusty. Don't worry about it. Alright. 1500. What the fuck are these letters? We're moving to the past. This is how it is. This is where English came from, motherfucker. We forget this, but this was the origin. It's a nightmare to try and read. This is why, like, a native English speaker, you go far back enough, and nobody's gonna fucking understand you, and you're not gonna understand anyone else. We're still at the point where you can, like, get someone, where you can generally understand, but, like, it's getting worse, right? I went forth among the people, and as I passed through the market and the streets of the town, ever looking about me with great care, lest I should again encounter some peril, thee appeared. From out of the prees, that same man who I so dread. And he was passing foul of visage, as it seemed to me, more foul than any man I had seen in all my life. He turned him toward me and said, "Stranger, wherefore art thou come hither?" And I answered him not, for I knew not what I should say, nay, what answer might serve me best in such a case. Pres meaning press in this case. Interesting. Then he asked me, was it for that thou wouldst see the maester? The maester. And verily this name did me sore affright, for who was this maester whereof he spake? And what manner of man was he that his very name should be spoken with such reverence and dread? I would have fled, but he pursued me, and by mine eyes he was the swifter, for he caught me full soon. I saged to him, "What meanest thou? Who is the maester?" And he said, "I shall bring thee unto him, and thou shalt see for thyself what manner of lord he is." But I would not, and cried out against him with great noise, lest he should take me thither by violence, and against my will. Against my will. So is our protag traveling back in time but unknown to himself? Yes, very much so. Against my will. $1,400. Whew. I had a feeling that was thither. Make it stop? No, we continue until I can't continue anymore. But the man would not abandon there, nay, suffer me to passen forth. I might not flee, for his companions, of whom there were a great number, beset me about, and hilden me fast, that I nay should not escapen. We're understanding it. We're understanding it. Barely. And they were in strong men, and well something, of grim countenance and fierce, and armed with swords and with knives, so that it were great folly for any man to withstand in them. Would you like me to translate the 1400s? But the man would not abandon there, nay, suffer me to passen forth. Basically, the man wouldn't let me get past. I might not flee, for his companions, of whom there were great number, beset me about, and hilden me fast, that I should not escapen. he had a lot of boys with him. And the boys restrained me and wouldn't let me get away. And they were strong men and well something, of grim countenance and fierce, and armed with swords and knives, so that it were great folly for any man to withstand in them. The boys were big and scary, they had weapons, and it would be a bad idea to fight against them. So they bounden me, hand and foot, and ledden me to the one they called Maester, of whom I had heard so muchel and knew so little. They tied me up and took me to the Maester, of whom I'd heard a lot but knew nothing. The said Maester, what that he appeared before me, was verily a devil, or so methought, for ne'er in all my life had I beholden such a foul creature. The Maester was a devil, or so I thought, for I'd never seen such a foul creature in my life. He bore a black cloak that hung to the ground, and spake never a word. He wore a black cloak and said not a word. But his countenance was hideous and so dreadful that my blood waxed cold to looking on him. His countenance, his appearance, was hideous and dreadful that it struck my blood cold. For he had not the visage of a man, but of a beast, with the teeth and snout of a wolf, sharp and cruel. And his ears were in long ears, as of a wolf, and behind him there hung a great tail, as a wolf hath, and his eyes shone in the darkness like brennan coals. He had wolf ears and a tail, and his eyes were glowing. What wouldn't ye with me, ye heathen? Asked I, though mine voice quaked, and I had little hope of any mercy. But they madden no answer, neither good nor evil. They were in still as stone, and stoodden about me as men that wait on their Lord's commandment. They didn't answer. They stood still as stone, and stood about me, waiting for their Lord's command. 1300 is where I start to really lose it. Then, after much old time, spak the Maester, and his words were in cold as winters is. His voice was as the crying of ravens sharp and shrill, and all that heard him were in a dread and durst not specken. Then, okay. Then after much time, the master spoke. His words were as cold as winter, his voice was like the cry of a raven, and all that heard him were afraid and dared not speak. I deem thee to be death. I'm guessing death, or something along that line. Stranger. Here shalt thou dien. Here shalt thou die, I guess. For from thy kin, and for from thine own land, for from your kin and your own land, and none shall known thy name, nay, none shall thee be wep. And I say to him, with what boldness I might in. This is pretty tough. Okay. Is it weird that I can still kind of understand it? I mean, that's the thing, right? We've kind of slowly progressed to this place, right? We've slowly progressed to this place, and so for a native English speaker, because of this slow progression, you can sort of vaguely gather what's happening. And I said to him with what boldness I might in, "We fairest thou with me thus. What trespass have I wrought against thee? What trespass have I wrought against thee, that thou deemest me so hard a dome?" "Swy," quoth he. "Swy." Oh, okay. And smote me with his hand, and smote me with his hand, so that I fell to the earth, and the blood ran down from my mouth. "Swy," he said, and then he hit me, and the blood ran down from my mouth as I fell to the earth. Swy's probably quiet. That tracks, that tracks, that tracks. And I swied, for the great dread that was a-coming upon me was more than I might bearin. My heart became as stone, and my limbs were in heavy as lead, and I might no more standin' nae spoken. So, my heart became a stone, and I'm guessing my legs were as heavy as lead? And I might no more stand or speak. Oh, limbs, 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 limbs. That's good. See, we're working together now. We're working together now. What's heavier? A kilogram of limes and a kilogram of lead? Thank you, Denflexi. The evil man laugh when that he saw my peen. My pain. The evil man laughed when he saw my peen. And it was a cruel laughter, without mercy or pity, as of a man that have no ruth in his heart. Oh, he's ruthless. He's ruthless. He has no ruth in his heart. Alas, I should never have come in to this town of Woollesfleet. Cursed be the day and cursed be the hour that I first set foot therein. I'm frying your horse girl brain. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to translate for us all. We're in the 1300s now. We're going further back. We're going even further back. We're not even halfway through. Look at the scroll bar. Look at the scroll bar. Okay, actually, no, we're actually close. We're actually close. We've just got 3 centuries less. We've just got 3 centuries left. We can make it. We might not make it. We might not make it. 1200's got me a little fucked up. 1200 is the furthest back I've made it before. Maybe if we go together, but it is muchel to zeggen all that pinunga high on me are often. Sayin, we didn't have Y as a letter yet. Het is muchel to sayin all that pinung. Oh, is that begun? Is pinung begun? High on me or often. All thar sore and all that sorf. Nay shall it never hit for thetan. Oh, I can't fucking do this. I can't fucking do this. Oh, Jesus. Liba is probably like love from German. I love that you transition into a Gaelic accent the more you read. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ack, there come me great speed. And that was a wolf, I'm guessing. Strong and steth. He come in among the evil men. He come in among the evil men. And something. And something. He sloth the heathen men. Sloth them and felled him to the sloth him and felled him to the ground. So someone's shown up. Someone's shown up and has started attacking the evil men. That's what I'm gathering here. There was blood and bale enough. And he fell and lying still. For hy name might no more stunden. So he now might never more stand. Ack the meester, the something meester. He flath away. He flath away in the something and was isen no more. Ich said here, I thank thee. Something for thou havest me for thou havest me an erd from something and from all mine if own. For thou havest me inured from death, and from all mine if own. That's my guess. His life's been saved. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think we do 1100. I think this is the first time the author was gendered, actually. Not correct, actually. The author was gendered at the very start. He refers to himself as a man a few times. Nope. The author is a man. Refers to himself as a man a few times towards the beginning. Well, you know what? You know what? I'm proud of us. I'm proud of us, everyone. That's the furthest I've ever made it. We made it to 1100 and generally understood what was going on. Yeah. So, there you have it. That's a little glimpse into the history of the English language. Fair Sven. It's really interesting, isn't it? Don't you think? And yeah, this is a whole article on yeah, I'll drop a link in chat right now if y'all want. Well, blam. Here you go. That's interesting stuff, right? It's pretty neat. Oh, behold, lesbians. Do you wanna see real quick while we're here, while I have you here? I'm just gonna let's see. There we go. There we go. So I have a slideshow of images as my desktop background. Okay. So I'm gonna real quick show you all what I have as my desktop background. Okay. It's my favorite Umas. I've made many of my favorite Umas into my desktop background. This is art from the game. Lebebians. Lesebsians. Observe the Lebebians. Majiro Dober is everything to me. If you don't love Dober, then you're not allowed here. I'm sorry to say. And if you ever... I need you to listen to me right now. Alright? I trust you all to be good about this. But if any of you ever refers to Majiro Dober as a tsundere, or tries to ship her with a man, I will strike you down in a most violent of manner. Alright? This is a traumatized lesbian with a crippling fear of men much like myself. I'm gonna be honest, when I played through Dober's story, I was genuinely like, oh, this girl has the same trauma as me. This girl has the same trauma as me. This girl is exactly like me. I relate to her very strongly. I love her very much. This is my Dober, and she must be protected forever. Hey, look at that. It's Ogi Cap, Tamamo Cross, and Inari 1. You know what these are? Do you know what these are? Do you know what these are? Lebebians. Lesebsians. Lebeans. It's Fujikiseki and Saiyan Sky. Observe the bones. Observe them. Look at them. They're beautiful, aren't they? Dear God. It's Jungled Pocket, Manhattan Cafe, and the one and only Agnes Tachyon. Look at these horses. Look at these horses. Do you know what they are? Lebebians. They're Lebsians. It's Tokai Teo and Mejiro McQueen. Lebebians. They're gay. One problem, no Dansu Flame in this art. I know what you're about to say. Where's Dansu Flame? The polycule is incomplete without Dansu Flame. Oh hey, look at that. It's Tokai Teo and Mejiro McQueen again. And it's also Mejiro Arden and Sakura Chionoo. Look at those Lebebians. Obey Your Master. She is certainly one of the horses of all time. Obey Your Master is one of the horses of all time. So, there you go. That's all of my desktop backgrounds. That's all of them. I have it on a slideshow, so it changes every now and then. I get surprised by the dollar beans. For those unaware, this is Obey Your Master. Here she is. She's an American horse in Uma Musume Cinderella Grey. She's lovely. She's wonderful. She's so good. She little face. The girl is not okay. You see this? She's not okay. I love her so much. She's not okay. Like, she's not, like... Okay. Okay, I don't want to spoil Cinderella Grey because it's an absolute banger of a... You know what? Fuck. Can I still change this? 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 Milestones. Yes. Okay. My friends, we're about to do one of the most important polls of all time, okay? This poll is going to be about what the final incentive of my charity streams is going to be. This is going to determine what the $500 incentive is, okay? Option 1. Flawless Fake Cooking Stream, okay? Option number 1 is if we hit the $500 goal for donations, I host a cooking stream. Okay? Option 2, which I have just now come up with right now on the spot, is if we hit $500, I finally get around to making a Flawless Fate Discord server And on that Discord server, I host a weekly anime watch party for subs and patrons, where we will be watching all of Uma Musume. That will be the first thing we do, is we will watch all of the Uma Musume anime. The original series, and Cinderella Grey, and probably the movie. So, those are our options. You either get cooking stream, and you get most of a Faye full body reveal. I'll be wearing a mask while I do it, but other than that, you know. But if the other one happens, Discord server. So, I'm gonna make a poll. We got a little bit sidetracked. We were doing some side quest stuff with the English history. So we might not get to do another full concept. But here we go. I've made a poll, and I'm gonna do some more miscellaneous ASMR until the end of stream today. And you're all gonna determine what the $500 reward for the Tiltify is gonna be. Somehow I expected this result. Okay. Well, if you hit the 500, then that's what's gonna happen. Okay? We'll see how the Flawless Fae Discord works out, assuming you hit it. We gotta find suspiciously wealthy furries? We already have a few of those, to be honest. Hi, Dahlia. Dahlia Dill Girl? More like Dahlia Good Girl. I'm gonna forcibly induct you all into Uma Musume. Like, just so we're clear, if a Discord server does happen, I'm going to be propagandizing to you all about Uma at all times. It will not stop. Ever. Uma's so good. It's fucked up that it did the thing that it actually was like kind of meant to do, which is got me interested in actual horse racing. I'm genuinely, I get invested in real life horse racing sometimes now. You'd get into Uma if you found a place to watch it? Well, if the Discord server happens, we'll all watch it together. It'll be great. Invested into gambling? Nah, I don't gamble on it. I just watch the horses. I just like the horses. See, my partner is now super in deep on horse racing, honestly. I do play the game, and I play the gacha, I just don't spend money. When I said I don't gamble, it was about the real life horse racing. I play a lot of gachas, I just don't spend money on them, ever. That's perfectly fair, honestly. Not like I will never tell someone to get into a gacha if they're not already an active gacha player, because it is designed to get you addicted to gambling, right? That's what gachas are. They're one of many forms of gambling that exist, and they're designed to pull you in and make you spend a lot of money. And so I'll never tell someone like, yeah, play this gacha unless I know they already play one. The reason I am recruiting for Uma is because it's possible to be a big Uma Musume fan and not play the gacha at all. Because the anime is so goddamn bangin'. The first season of the original anime, kinda shit. Second season and third season, great. B&W OVA, great. Beginning of a new era, fucking amazing. Road to the Top, fantastic. Cinderella Grey, absolute peak. Like, my partner, Lynn, has never played the Uma gacha. They have a single gacha that they actively play, and that is Zenless Zone Zero. They don't play any other gacha. They are still a huge Uma Musume fan. They are still a huge Uma Musume fan because they watch the shows. We both really enjoyed first watching Cinderella Grey together. It's phenomenal. It's so good. You didn't know there was an anime? There sure is, boss, and it's really good. It's really good. It's the thing with the Uma animes, right, is that they're just sports anime. The Uma anime, all of them are just sports anime. Really fucking good sports anime with a bunch of Yuri. With so much Yuri. I think, personally, the three most peak things in Uma are Cinderella Grey, Beginning of a New Era, and Season 2 of the mainline show. But it's all pretty good. And it's all pretty Yuri-ful. If you watch these shows, right, you're gonna very quickly understand just how powerful Uma Yuri truly is, okay? If you watch season 1, you're going to ship Special Week in Suzuka. You simply will. And you're going to ship Vodka and Daiwa Scarlet. You simply will. If you watch season 2, you're going to understand the glory that is Tokai Teo and Majiro McQueen. If you're truly cultured and wise, you might also understand that they should form a polycule with nice nature. If you watch season 3, Kita-san Black and Satano Diamond. See, this is the thing with like sports anime and like sports anime rivalries. In the world of Uma Musume, I genuinely think the word rival is synonymous with girlfriend. You see, like, they have like breakups with rivalries and stuff, and like really messy stuff, and it's I thought you would be my rival. I thought you would keep racing against me forever. Ah, such drama, such passion. Rice Shower and Mihono Bourbon, absolute peak. Love those two together. Dodo and Tiamat, bro. Yes. Yes, I love that. I love those two so much. The jammed polycule, plus Fuji Kiseki, who is not really part of the polycule, but I think definitely just makes out with Jungle Pocket every now and then just for fun, and everyone's cool with it. She does. She does. Do you know that meme of like, oh man, why'd your mom let you have 2 hot dogs? That's me with Ogre Cap and Cinderella Grey. It's like, oh man, who let you have like 7 girlfriends? I think Ogre Cap just has an aura of wants to be your friend and potentially girlfriend. Like Nornace, Fujimasa March, Tamamo Cross, they're all doing lesbian things with Ogi. They all are doing this, it's true. Belno also doing lesbian things with Ogre Cap. They're all doing lesbian things together. Can I be one of Ogre's girlfriends? That is truly the wish of all people. Ogre is a node for many polycules, I think. I could see that. I could see that. Give me some good scritches you're getting right now. Is this quality stuff? I hope so. I'm working hard. I'm gay as hell. I love my gay horses. They're everything to me. Based on what I'm hearing, all polys lead to Ogre. There's definitely a high likelihood, yeah. We need an RP with Uma listener x Uma speaker. I've made so many of those. On youtube.com. On youtube.com/flawlessfayaudio. I've made like 6 of those. And I plan to make more. There's actually an audio concept that's been on the polls for the Patreon for the last like month. It just hasn't been getting voted for. People haven't been voting it into being, but there is an audio concept that I've been putting on the polls, which is Air Groove thinks your room is filthy. So she's come to clean up your dorm, and you're a fellow Uma. We need romance, fluff, cuddling. Okay, hear me out. What if in that audio I was in fact Air Groove, and you were Simbali Rudolph, I think there's some romance between those two. I think there's some potential. Of course, that's all dependent on the audio being voted for. That's all dependent on people deciding they want it. And they haven't yet. Mom and Dad. That's just Teo rage baiting Air Groove, honestly. Tokai Teo in the game is like a master rage baiter. It's so silly goofy. So, Teo canonically idolizes Simboli Rudolph, and this is in large part because the real Tokai Teo is the son of the real Simboli Rudolph. But the way it's framed, because they don't acknowledge that the horses are related, it just feels like Teo has this super hardcore infatuation with Rudolph that just comes out of nowhere, so it does come across like she has a crush on her, which I think is very silly. But one of Teo's big dreams, canonically, is to, like, follow in Rudolph's footsteps and then eventually surpass her. And so naturally she spends a lot of time around Rudolph, who is the president of the student council. And so she spends a lot of time around Air Group, who is the vice president of the student council. And there is a scene where she like calls Air Group mom as a joke, and it pisses her off so much. Or my personal favorite, it's a random interaction that can occur on the main menu screen that you can bear witness to, of Teo having a conversation with Sirius Simboli, who is someone that also really wants to surpass Rudolph and who wants to be better than Rudolph. And Teo comes up to her and poses a sudden pop quiz and asks Sirius who the greatest Uma of all time is. Sirius gets grumpy and is talking about, like, of course everyone knows who it is. Why are you asking me this question? It's self-explanatory, we all know. And Teo hits her with, you think that? You really think that about me? Everyone believes that I'm the greatest. And then she starts fucking dancing. She starts fucking emoting on her. I love Teo so much. She's so silly goofy. Tokai Teo is an expert rage baiter. You have no idea who any of these girls are? Well, if we make it to the $500 milestone, you might find out, assuming you join the Flawless Fate Discord. Need to get a Teo so I can build her as a pure debuffer? Fucked up for real. There we go. I've officially made the final milestone into the Flawless Fate Discord server. It's official. It's happening. It's happening. Provided you hit the top milestone on this Tiltify campaign, it's gonna happen. I have so many plans. I have so many plans. I want to make the Discord server I actually have a brand that I've been maybe kind of talking to a little bit to maybe get a long-term sort of sponsor thing going. It's Advanced GG. I'll get a silly code that lets you all get Advanced GG at a discount, which would be pretty cool. So that's a big long-term plan I have as well. So many things I want to do. I also, and this is something that's maybe a bit further off. Advanced GG. It's a drink mix type of deal. Basically, do you like drinking water? I hope so. But if you don't, what if we made the water flavored? And also added more yummy vitamins and useful things to it? What if we flavored it and made it yummy? What if we did that? Where's the Discord link? Nowhere yet. Again, I'm only making the Discord server if y'all smash it out of the park with this charity campaign. Yeah. I should have a link that I can set up with Advanced GG eventually. Or am I gonna get a custom flavor? No. So, here's the thing, right? Advanced GG has like 2 tiers. They have ambassadors and partners. Ambassadors are just given a link and then told they can market things and do things however they want, right? And they have no oversight and no special privileges. Partners get a bigger discount and a bigger cut, and they have an agent assigned to them, and partners are the ones who can get Advanced to make merch for them and that sort of thing. So like my buddy Neba, my friend Neba, is a partner with Advanced GG, and she does have her own flavor, and she also has a custom drink shaker with her design on it. It's very cool. Lynn and I actually have one of those. We have one of the Neba Natsuki drink shakers. So, the way partners are chosen is if an ambassador does well enough, and people, buy from that ambassador's link enough, then Advance might take notice and be like, hey, do you want to become a partner? Do you want to do this stuff? So, basically what I'm saying is once I have done that, once I have got my link and put it in my panels section on Twitch and on my socials and stuff, if y'all go nutty with it, then maybe eventually you'll be able to get a Flawless Fae drink shaker or a custom Flawless Fae flavor, which would be pretty cool. It would be pretty cool. There's one more goal that I personally have now set for myself, okay? One day, I want to be a guest at Offkai. Things have been going pretty well for the channel, and I think it's possible. I think it can happen. Depends on I don't know how familiar you all are with it, but Offkai is the big VTuber convention. It's the big VTuber convention. And someday, I think it would be awesome to get to be a guest there. So, my friends, my comrades, all of you, I wanna maybe make that happen. And I think we can. But that's way in the future. That's way in the future, and it's gonna depend on me doing a lot of stuff. I feel cocky now. I feel arrogant. I feel powerful. It's because of all of you. You all have been building me up, making me feel good about myself. But with that, I do believe today's ASMR session is over. Sorry that the side quest with the time travel kind of took a while this stream, but I think it was fun. We still got to have a fun moth girl concept, and yeah, this was a super fun time today. It was an interesting side quest. It was. It was. All right, my lovelies. Let's try and read out to someone doing something nice and chill. Shall we? Shall we, my lovelies? Let's see. Let's see. What are we thinking about? What are we thinking? Anyone have any ideas? Anyone they want to visit? Is that how a general stream goes? For the ASMR streams on Friday, we usually there's a mix of yapping with random triggers and one or usually two audio role plays that gets voted on. I was definitely a little bit more yappy and side questy today than normal. Let's see. It's Cottontail's birthday. I don't know if Cottontail's necessarily going to be super chill. Oh. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Let's just go say hi. We'll see how it goes. We're gonna raid into the blue screen of death on Cottontail's stream. Alright. We're gonna see what's going on. We're gonna see what's going on. Let's find out what's happening. We raid into the blue screen. Ready, my lovelies? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.